But first to Venezuela and a phone call between its leader, Nicolás Maduro, and Vladimir Putin, with the Russian leader assuring Mr. Maduro of Moscow's support for his government in the face of pressure from the United States. That phone call happening as Venezuela accused the United States of international piracy after US troops seized an oil tanker off the country's coast. Washington says the vessel was transporting sanctioned oil from Venezuela to Iran and that the revenues from the cargo were supporting foreign terrorist groups. It marks a further escalation between the two countries, which has seen the US conduct more than 20 strikes on alleged drug smuggling boats in the region in recent months, killing at least 80 people. BBC Verify has been examining the ship's history and accusations that it's been hiding its location. Our correspondent Merlin Thomas has this report.
The Trump administration posted this video of the seizure of the skipper off the coast of Venezuela on Wednesday. In the video, we can see troops descending down onto the deck of the vessel from helicopters. The US said it had been sanctioned due to its involvement in an illicit oil shipping network supporting foreign terrorist organizations. Now, this all comes amid intense speculations about what the US's increasing military presence in the Caribbean means for Venezuela. Now, we've confirmed that this oil tanker in the video is the skipper because we can see the letters and numbers visible in the footage match reference imagery of the vessel itself. So what do we know about this ship? The vessel has been accused of hiding its location. For example, this is a satellite image of the vessel, which experts have identified as the skipper at Jose Terminal, Venezuela, from the 18th of November. But the skipper's last declared its position, according to marine traffic data, on the 7th of November, nowhere near a port and miles off the coast of Guyana. Maritime analyst Kepler told us market reports indicate that the tanker loaded at least 1.1 million barrels of oil at Jose Terminal by the November 16th, with Cuba listed as the destination. Now, Venezuela has accused the US of theft and international piracy, and has previously said it believes the US is actually trying to depose its president, Nicolás Maduro. Now, the US has deployed thousands of troops, jets and warships like these to the Caribbean alongside a wave of US strikes against boats in an operation Washington says is to combat drug trafficking. But the seizure of this tanker is the first sign that the US might be moving into a different stage of their operation, now going after Venezuelan oil.
Merlin Thomas reporting. The White House press secretary has also been asked about the seizure of the tanker and why it happened.
There are two things that are very important to this administration. Number one, stopping the flow of illegal drugs into the United States of America, which we know has killed hundreds of thousands of Americans. The president promised on the campaign trail that he would demolish the foreign terrorist organizations and drug cartels around the world, especially right here in our own hemisphere, and you have seen that he is delivering on that promise. With respect to the oil and what happened yesterday, the Department of Justice requested and was approved for a warrant to seize a vessel because it's a sanctioned shadow vessel known for carrying black market sanctioned oil to the IRGC, which you know is a sanctioned entity. So the president is committed to stopping the illegal flow of drugs into our country. He's also fully committed to effectuating this administration's sanction policy, and that's what you saw and the world saw take place yesterday.
OK, let's go live to Washington and talk to our North America correspondent, Nomia Iqbal. And Nomia, we've just heard in the last few minutes about more US sanctions on Venezuela. What can you tell us about those?
That's right. So this has been announced by the US Treasury in the last few moments, and they have added 3 of Nicolás Maduro's nephews, and this is the Office of Foreign Assets Control sanctions list. There was a sense that this was coming. They've been announced by the Treasury Secretary, Scott Bessent, and it's the latest aspect, basically, of Donald Trump's pressure campaign on the Venezuelan leader. He's accused the administration of leading this narco-trafficking terrorist organization, and this, just to tell you exactly who they are, is Efrain Campo Flores and his cousins Francisco Flores de Freitas and Carlos Flores. They're all related to the Venezuelan president through his wife. And so, yes, they've been listed under this executive order, which targets foreigners involved in the illegal drug trade, according to the US.
Nomia, is it your sense at the moment, and of course there's lots of speculation about how far the US might be prepared to go militarily, but is it your sense that at the moment really this action from the US is about further increasing pressure on Nicolás Maduro to step down?
Yes, I think it's very much a pressure campaign, and Mr. Trump has said that himself, that he wants Mr. Maduro to resign, to step down. Mr. Maduro has resisted that. Having said that, there's also conflicting views out there. There are those critics, I guess, who would say that this is about the Trump administration trying to change regime change in Venezuela. The Trump administration also, to be honest, is quite confusing sometimes in terms of its objectives. It also says that it's about trying to stop the illegal flow of drugs into the US. But, you know, as we know, these strikes on ships in the Caribbean Sea have been going on for some time now. Now, whether or not this all actually ends up with land strikes, who knows? It's pretty unpredictable at the moment, but it's worth remembering that the US can strike Venezuela in many ways that does not involve actual invasion, involve troops on the ground. But let's just say they do strike Venezuela by air, by sea, on land. I mean, the consequences of that would be huge, not just in Venezuela itself and what that could result in, but also even here in the US. There isn't really much appetite, certainly amongst the American public, for that kind of intervention, the sort of intervention that, of course, President Trump had long campaigned against.
OK, Nomia, thank you very much. Nomia Iqbal in Washington for us. And this all comes as Venezuela's opposition leader, the Nobel Peace Prize winner, Maria Corina Machado, says she's very hopeful her country will be free and become a beacon of democracy for the world. She was smuggled out of Venezuela, where she was in hiding, to travel to Oslo to collect her award. Moments after making her first public appearance in 11 months, Maria Corina Machado sat down with my colleague Lucy Hawkins for an exclusive, wide-ranging interview. Here's a clip.
Well, it's important to understand exactly what you're saying. I mean, Venezuela has turned into a nation, a country in which the state applies terrorism. The regime that has control of all institutions has applied state terrorism towards innocent people and committed crimes against humanity. And everybody that dares to speak out, to defend any of your basic rights, takes a huge risk and probably ends in prison. As you said in your incredible speech this morning, Jorgen, just for posting news about the Nobel Prize, you will get in prison. And if they go looking for you and they don't find you in your house, they will take your family, even children, in prison. So they had say that I'm a terrorist, that I have to be, in jail for the rest of my life, and they're looking for me. So certainly, leaving Venezuela today in these circumstances is very, very dangerous. So I just want to say today that I'm here because many men and women risked their lives in order for me to arrive in Oslo. And I came here on behalf of them and the millions of anonymous Venezuelan heroes to receive the prize and to take it back to them, because it's theirs.